Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. Today I want to do a little bit of an overview and a loadout of the Alpaka Elements Tech Case. So I purchased this one all the way back in January. It's just been sitting on the shelf since then. I didn't really find a way to use it, but I got it loaded out with stuff I think that's going to work for me. So not your traditional loadout probably from some of the other ones you've seen online if you've watched any other videos, but we'll take a look. So this one is not your normal X-Pack material. This one is the EcoPack EPLX 600 in the Black Knight color. Some of the other X-Pack material I have, you can kind of see the X patterns in it. This one has a little bit more of like a Cordura feel to it. I did do a little bit of reading on the fabric. I'm not by any means a professional on the fabrics, but it looks like this one's supposed to be around twice as strong as Cordura 500 from what I've read, but don't quote me on that. Do your own research. It does feature some YKK AquaGuard zippers, so the main compartment and the front compartment both have the AquaGuard zippers, which makes sense. It's a tech case, keep your stuff dry. The material itself is also supposed to be water resistant. Now the back of it kind of feels like a stronger fabric. I don't know if it's just woven different or if it's double layered or whatnot, but it does feel stronger on the back. Pretty good stitching and stuff holding it together. It does come with these little sling straps. I kind of took them off just for the purpose of the video, but they do just attach right in there and you can clip them on. So the strap is kind of like a nice soft, kind of like seatbelt material. So it'll work out pretty good for you. But I took them off, like I said, just for make it easier to film. Not a whole lot of branding on the bag. It just has one tag. So it's got that little alpaca tag there, which I kind of liked. It's minimal. The zipper on this one also is the style of zipper where you can actually lock the two zippers together. And then so the little eyelets will meet up there together and lock up. So if that's something you're interested in, you can do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So if we open it up, pretty good size, big old accordion style. What we'll do is I'm just going to pull out the items kind of one by one, and then at the end I'll kind of give an overview when it's empty and let you look at the pockets. So this one for me is going to be kind of my kind of like fishing, camping, hiking type bag. Say if I want to go out in the morning and make some coffee, if I want to boil some water on the trail, cook some hot dogs, cook some hamburgers, things like that. I kind of have multiple ways to do it. So this isn't going to carry everything I need, but it'll carry a good chunk of the stuff I need. Because I have a problem of misplacing items from time to time. Like I'll have a couple different items in different pouches and different bags, and then I'll go out somewhere and end up missing one piece, and then I'll be all angry because I don't have everything I need. So this hopefully will help eliminate that. This first big pouch here in the back, I carry a few things in it. So this one here has a windscreen. It's just kind of a foldable windscreen. It was a really inexpensive one off Amazon, but it works out really good. Kind of the main star of the show is the firebox stove. I've kind of shown this a little bit in some of my other videos. If you want, you can go take a look at it. But yeah, the firebox stove I carry in there, that's kind of the cooking platform for it. Also in this back pocket, or actually let's go with this one first. So this one is that new kind of like but gas burn stove by Firebox. So this is able to be clipped inside of that firebox, and then you can use it with either one of those little camp style alcohols, or you can use an adapter and hook it to a bigger propane bottle, kind of like one of those green camping style ones. So this is pretty cool. I haven't got a chance to test this out yet, but I'm hoping to test it out here real soon. It doesn't come in this bag, but I had one of these old heavy duty bags, so I threw it in there just for keeping it all together. Now the other thing with that stove is this little titanium diffuser plate. So this actually sits right on top of that stove I just showed you, and this is supposed to help with diffusing the heat a little bit. So when you use those type of stoves, a lot of times you get that really hot fire right in the middle of it, and so this is supposed to help diffuse the heat a little bit. Like if you're cooking burgers or a steak or hot dogs, this is not going to blacken them all the way right in the middle. It'll help diffuse that heat out a little bit. So hopefully a video coming on that too. On this back pocket, I also carry a Ballistol wipe. So these are nice little wipes. Like if you clean your firebox. This is kind of something nice, helps protect the metal against rust or anything, helps clean it, lubricate it, things like that. I really like these little wipes. That's all I got in that back pocket. Now I also do have the adapter. So this is that adapter that screws onto there, and you can use it with one of those green propane tanks. You get a little zippered pouch. You get multiple zipper pouches, but this zipper pouch that's on this first flap, I don't keep much in there. I keep these little sticks, which are actually what you would use to adapt that stove to a full-size firebox, which I do have a full-size also. The full-size won't fit in here, but I mostly carry them in here just so I don't lose these little things. These things are easy to misplace, so if I keep them in here, hopefully I won't misplace them when I go to use the full-size one. And then you have another kind of a bigger zip pouch here, which has got a few dedicated pockets in it. So inside this zip pouch, I carry a few of these little wet towelettes. So you just put some water on them and makes little towels. I carry kind of like a little fire starter. This is kind of like some wax covered cardboard type stuff, and you can cut it off and use a chunk, or you can fluff it up and use it for fires and stuff. So it works pretty good. I also carry a few of these little brick style fire starters, which make good little fire starters for that firebox stove. Now I should kind of say that if you're not familiar with the firebox stove, the firebox stove can be used in basically 3 different ways. So you can use it with regular sticks, pieces of wood you find out, so you can light those on fire and use it. You can use it with that little stove that I showed you, or you can use it with a Trangia alcohol stove if you're familiar with those. So there's 3 different ways you can use it, and all 3 are different ways that I use it, just depending on where I'm at or how quick I want to get going or things like that. Now in this next main compartment, I carry the little grate that goes on top of it, the little grill. So this is what you would use if you want to cook like, some hot dogs, a hamburger, a little steak, things like that. So it's super convenient to keep that in there. And then in this next kind of main compartment here, you do have a few divided pockets here, and they're evenly divided, so it's basically just 2 big pockets. And then you get a pin holder, but for the pin holder, I'm actually using a ferro rod. So this is one I got off of Temu. It was one of my unboxings, but it fit in that pin holder quite well, and never hurts to have a way to create some spark. So I put through that in there. On one side, I do have a little alcohol flask. Now this one's empty, but this will probably end up carrying 91% alcohol. So like I said, if you do bring that little Trangia stove with me, you can fill it up with this with some 91% alcohol. So, and then I also carry in that same pocket my little Zippo butane lighter. Great way to light things, get things going. And then on this side, on this pouch, I carry a pocket bellow. So this is kind of a nice way to get the fire going again in that little Firebox Nano. If it's starting to get kind of low or you're getting down to the embers and you add some fresh wood, this is a great way to blow on it and get that little fire going again. So, because the Firebox has little holes around the outside of it, and so it's easy to stick that in there and get it going. Works out pretty good. This is another Temu purchase that I picked up. It's a little waterproof container. I think it was supposed to be modeled after pills or something. But I threw some matches in it. So these are like some strike everywhere type matches, waterproof ones. And then I just cut the little striker off the side of a box, threw it in there so I have a way to strike it. And then, yeah, got a little O-ring on it, so it should be waterproof. I haven't tested it, but it should be. And that's pretty much all I got for the inside of it. So you can kind of take a look of how big that is. So, there's lots of little compartments. There's 2 little zipper compartments. This is a big section back here. And then on this side, you have, like I said, those 2 divided compartments and a little pin holder. So plenty of ways to keep your stuff organized if you want to put tech in it or admin stuff. Lots of ways. And this inside material is a 200D honeycomb ripstop nylon. So I'm hoping that this works out pretty good. I'm definitely going to put it to the test. Some of this stuff has sharp edges and things like that. So over time, we'll see how that fabric holds up. Now the front pocket is pretty good size front pocket. Opens up pretty big. Obviously kind of dependent on how much stuff you have on the inside. For mine, I'm just carrying a little spoon and then a little fork. And these are little Tokes equipment there. And then they have this little band on them. So this little band is able to be slid onto there, and then you can actually use these as little tongs. So I could take off hot dogs, flip a steak, whatever. So they work out pretty good for hauling that together. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really got in here. Like I said, quite a bit of stuff. I'm pretty excited about being able to keep it all together. The only other thing I'm really going to have to grab would be obviously whatever food products I use. And then if I decide to use either like a propane container or the little alcohol cans, or the little alcohol stove. So I'll have to grab one of those and carry it separately. But pretty much everything else I can put in here, which is nice. I like to be able to keep everything together. If you've watched any of my previous videos, like on the nutsack sling bag, you know, I would have some of the stuff in there, and then I would have some of it in a different pouch. And so every once in a while, you know, I'd forget one thing. So this will fit inside the sling bag once it's all filled up. So I could just throw this in the sling bag, or I could put my fuel stuff in the sling bag and food or whatever, and then just carry this separately. So a couple different options. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Let me know if you're interested in a tech pouch, what you're going to carry in it, if it's going to be tech stuff or something different. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to try to answer them for you guys. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got for you today. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.